afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode on RVN Television of What the Why with Barbara Ann. If you haven't seen us before, our show features conversations with diverse leaders from all walks of life about why they do what they do and how they figured things out. Maybe at some point you got sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, or maybe you feel stuck in your life, your career, your business, and you want to get unstuck. One of the things that all of our guests have in common with you is they felt similarly at some point, and they decided to make a change. And today's guest is no exception. I'm pleased to welcome Sulaih Picorelli to our show today. Sulaih is a bilingual professional with a talent for identifying gaps in infrastructure, policies and procedures, developing plans to address the gaps, and tracking and analyzing outcomes, and so much more. She currently serves as the executive liaison for the Latino Behavioral Health Coalition in Philadelphia. The mission of the organization is to improve the mental health and well-being of Latinos based on culturally appropriate community-based solutions. Their constituents are their member service providers, the clients served by their members, and the greater society that benefits from the mental health services and well-being of Latinos. They do so in part through their commitment to improve, advocate, and prioritize mental health services in Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania. Sulaih also wears other hats. She's a performing artist, an actor, and an entrepreneur, doing a lot of work in public and media relations. Her first Spanish language vocal album was released when she was only in high school, and she continues to sing and act throughout the region as her schedule permits. She's a former radio show and podcast show host. As an aside, Sulaih is so multi-talented. At one point, she even previously licensed as a certified insurance consultant in individual life and health insurance. And that's relevant because she continues to volunteer in a financial education capacity with her nonprofit, The Money Farmer. Sulaih earned her bachelor of degree in English Humanities Humanistic Studies from the University of Puerto Rico, Calle. And she's only one class and one practicum away from earning an MED, Master's in Education in English Language and Literature, General and Special Education from Cabrini University. And she just celebrated her birthday on December 8th, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
We're so happy she's able to join us today. So without further ado, please help me welcome Sulaih Picorelli to our show. So yay!
Thank you so much for that warm welcome, Barbara Ann. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm really glad you're here. And as you know, and as those who've seen the show before know, when we get done reading all of the amazing things that you're doing over the course of your career today, I don't know whether or not that's what you really saw yourself doing when you were young. So what did little Sulaih want to be when she was growing up?
Well, first, thank you so much for having me on your show. I love the new set. We're really excited to see how it all develops.
Yes.
And see all of the future guests sit on the couch with Barbara Ann. But yeah, you are right. Although since I was a little girl, had a passion for nonprofit, what I found myself doing, I really thought I was gonna become a musician, a singer. I've been singing since I was a little girl, and it's something that carried me through college. It's actually, I was able to pay for college. With the tuition exemption that they provided. So I was very fortunate to be part of the program at the University of Puerto Rico at Calle. And shortly after that, graduation, you just kind of move into another stage of life where you pivot to put your focus on the little ones that come. With the family and marriage and all of that. And now I guess that everyone is getting bigger and there's a little bit more time for us to revisit old passions. You get to rediscover who you were back in that time. So it's really exciting to be able to talk about it and, you know, to have those memories.
So, you currently serve as the executive liaison to the Latino Behavioral Health Coalition. How did you find your way to this unique and very important organization in the city of Philadelphia?
I can tell you that I have always had a love for nonprofit. And the Latino Behavioral Health Coalition is one of those organizations that has always existed. I've been here for 16 years. The Latino Behavioral Health Coalition started about 11, 12 years ago. And always for me being interested in spending time and volunteering where it matters. And they were always happy to take me as a volunteer. So something happened during COVID that we understand it was an awful time for everyone.
Yes. And mental health became a huge focus at that time.
Absolutely.
Because of the effect that it had on everybody. I mean, granted, COVID shined a spotlight on everything that was broken, but mental health was one of the many things that was broken that definitely kind of got like a major spotlight on it.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where I was, when you're positive about outcomes and really wanting for things to work out, I was out there looking for the silver lining in all of this. And what I can tell you is that COVID the Latino Behavioral Health Coalition was there to support a bunch of people during their mental health needs at a time where it was just so quiet and everyone was forced to be inward. And it was one of those things where we find opportunity. We were able to get our 501c3 in December of 2020, and it just feels like COVID was the propeller for it.
Which was great because it took the coalition from a coalition to an actual organization that could then move forward as an entity.
Absolutely.
And and then they've always done work together, but you've had amazing events and educational opportunities. I actually got to attend one myself that was recent. That was pretty significant. It was large, actually. I mean, it was very well attended from people from all over.
Yeah, that was a really, really great event to put on. Being November 11th on Veterans Day, and to have like a multi-focus within behavioral health, and that we were able to find such amazing Latino presenters who were able to come from all over the U.S. To be with us. And now to find that we're celebrating next year's symposium in the Dominican Republic, I think it's a really big deal, and it speaks to the work that we're doing here in Philadelphia.
Dominican Republic, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So November 2023, we hope you'll be there.
I better get my passport renewed. So, all right.
There's a ton of excitement around that.
Of course there is, which, oh my gosh, that's huge.
Well, here's the thing. We are discovering that the conversation around mental health is just starting to happen in a lot of places. And just finding that people are hungry for it. They need it. They want it. And I was excited when we were doing our preliminary research, that they recently celebrated a Congress in October 2022, the first one ever, for mental health. It was very well attended with over 600 attendees. And we just knew, this is exactly what we need to be doing in 2023.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. So kind of pivoting, because that's a big part of what you do, but you do so much more as well. And actually, we've talked about the fact that things like singing are part of how you take care of yourself as well. You released your first Spanish language album when you were in high school. That takes a lot of courage. And I want you to think about that.
Yeah.
Because it's actually time for a mid-show commercial break.
You got
So while Sulaih thinks back to high school and the album that she released, we're going to stop for a commercial, and please join us after the break for more with Sulaih on What the Why with Barbara Ann. Welcome back to What the Why with Barbara Ann, and our guest today, Sulaih Picorelli, who is the executive liaison with the Latino Behavioral Health Coalition in the city of Philadelphia, but she also is a performing artist, an actor, and an entrepreneur. And right before the break, I asked her about her first album that she released, which was really courageous when she did it. So tell us how you decided to move forward with that.
What a crazy time. I was really, really fortunate to have my family's support, because it does feel like it was like a whole collective effort. I can tell you how much fundraising I did, and how many cakes, chocolate, you
One
name it.
cupcake at a time helped fund your album.
That's exactly how it was.
Wow.
Well, because it's like you wanted to fund everything yourself, and I was just so proud of, wow, there's a lot that goes into producing an album, and it wasn't just about finding the musicians, but also the songs, and who's gonna write the music to the songs, and what studio are we gonna do this at, So there was a lot of learning, but I was 16 and 17 at the time, and that's when you're most courageous, because, could you have asked me to do that again now that I'm 40? I don't know. But having, the idea of how to do it, right? But yeah, it was a really fun time. It was a Christian album, 8 songs. I didn't bring one. I should have.
No, that's okay.
I don't feel that. I look at that cover and say, I still see that girl there. But yeah, it was definitely an experience, and like that first labor of love that you put all your effort into.
And I know now it's more like you've performed with parades, and I actually got to see you. I got to watch you in a play online,
yeah.
which was really neat.
Well, yeah, because what ends up happening is that you develop this, and you have no idea that you have this, right? But people start seeing you in, oh, wait a minute, we can put her there, and let's bring her in for this, and that's kind of what ends up happening, where you just put yourself out there one time, and the universe just sends you a load of opportunity for you to just continue to develop in all of these areas. So
that's the fun and joys of being what they call a unicorn.
A unicorn, yeah.
Yes, that seemingly non-existent person who can do like everything. And but it's interesting, because behind all of that success has been a lot of work.
Yeah.
And struggles. So I don't like the term failure, because fail means first attempt in learning. So what would you say was one of your biggest learning experiences?
I love that question. I love the way Barbara Ann asked that. Because it really has been a learning experience, and one understanding now more about myself, and knowing that we have that entrepreneurial spirit, and where do we land with it, and when is this going to make sense, and when does this come all together, and just understanding that, okay, that didn't work out because for whatever reason, but it's that situation that maybe helps you build the next thing, and that's definitely coming. It does feel like it's moving in that direction.
Which is fine, because I don't know what I want to be when I grow up either. So everybody else, I'm like, I'm still figuring it out. It's all good, whatever the possibilities bring. in terms of whatever comes, of course, those lessons help inform that. What's one thing that you wish you had known before, whether it was the nonprofit industry or even the entertainment industry? Both of them are equally challenging for totally different reasons, but challenging nonetheless.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that you, or more than one thing that you kind of wish you'd known, that somebody who is thinking about funding their own album or, getting involved with a nonprofit, even as a volunteer, that you'd wish you'd known before you did that?
What can I say? I think back at just remembering to only do things that are really going to make you happy, and just finding what that focus is for you and just doing that. And I wish I would have maybe known that in my younger years. I worried so much about always staying busy, always being busy, and always doing and doing and doing and doing and moving, instead of just stopping and what does it really take to make Sulaih happy, and then just focus on that. And I think that the realization, once we come to that, and I think a lot of friendships help us along the way in reaching that potential, everything is just easy.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Yeah. Living your passion kind of it changes things. Who would you say have been, whether it's the most supportive or the most influential in your journey to where you are now?
Influential, supportive. Of course, oh gosh, Barbara Ann, because I'm going to say you and my spouse.
Oh,
seriously.
I would not have, thank you so much.
No, yeah. I don't know how well the people you have on the show, they're so wonderful, and there's always such a beautiful connection. And it's in part because Barbara Ann is really a wonderful person. And, from the moment that we met, and I think she's able to suss out people in the crowds. And I was lucky to be one of them. 'Cause
I did not pay her at all.
Well, her friendship came into my life when I recognized that I needed some of that support for myself. And she was one of the ladies, one of the people that I can say has been a true support. Because at this point, we've known Barbara Ann for like 5 or 6 years. Yeah. Right?
Hard to believe, but
yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
It has been.
So it's been a lot of work, a lot of conversations, and understanding. Oh, this is what that meant. Oh, our conversations are always an aha moment. And my poor Kelvin always, dealing with the emotional that comes with development and growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so glad that we're doing this today together.
So I imagine that we're getting close to the end of the show. I'm still kind of just really moved by what you said, because that was not the answer I was expecting. So I seem a little flustered. That's why, because I learned from all my relationships as well, and yours has become one of the more meaningful in my life. So, you left me speechless. She left me speechless. I'm so okay.
Well, here's the thing. I was really nervous about doing this with her because usually I'm in her seat. Yeah. I'm usually the one making the questions or questioning people. Mm-hmm. So to be on this side is nerve-wracking for me. But I'm really glad that we've done it.
Me too. Because the funny thing is, doing this show, I was always used to being in that seat,
Yeah.
not this one.
Yeah.
So this is really a true role reversal for us.
Uh-huh.
And I'm really glad that you came on and we had the opportunity to do this. So for anyone who would like to contact you or
Yeah.
the Latino Behavioral Health Coalition,
Yeah.
what's the best way to find you?
We really do hope that you stay in touch, you stay connected. If anyone is out there interested in volunteering with the Latino Behavioral Health Coalition, we would love to hear from you at the email address is info@lbhcphila.org. You may also reach me. I work with entrepreneurs, helping them get their situations in order. I happen to have a talent for that as well. Mm-hmm. And you can reach me at admin@sulaih.com with an A before the I.
Yeah, because you actually do everything from, well, now tour coordination to virtual assistance to you name it. So you offer a suite of services to entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So thank you again for being our latest inspiring guest and for the really touching and unexpected, I seriously didn't pay her to say it, things she said about me. And Sulaih is actually the second to last show that we're doing for the year. We're going to wrap up 2022 with Lisa Hillerin, who is a certified trainer, experienced corporate trainer, author, and owner of Lisa Hillerin LLC. She was my first ever guest on What the Why. She's going to be joining us with some updates. We're then going to kick off the new year with some additional exciting guests, including someone that you've seen recently. Tanur She-Writes Ali, the founder and residential land steward for iLogic Sustainable Injuries LLC, and wearer of many other hats, is going to be joining us for part 2 of the very important conversation we started a few weeks ago. Additionally, we'll be joined by Belle Walker, who's the founder and lead consultant of Bellevue Consulting, and many more exciting guests that will be announced as we move into the new year. Please believe me when I say you don't want to miss any of them. As a reminder, What the Why airs on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Did I say Monday? Yeah, Mondays, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And please remember, whether you're looking to make a change in your life, or your career, or your job, or your education, no matter how big or small, please tune in again for more informative, inspirational, and possibly even choking up the host conversations with leaders like Sulaih, who decided that they wanted to make a change and surmounted any obstacles or challenges that stood in their way to pivot, find their purpose, and live it.